My print bigger, so I'm good. It's perfect. Tell me when you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah, just tell them Google do it. Just send
Yeah.
it up there.
There
There it is.
Yeah,
Do it.
everybody. All right.
Like I said, we couldn't.
Okay, there's 1 second, LPV. We're almost ready.
I love the new thoughts.
We're live. Actually.
We're live?
We're live.
Okay, guys.
You want me to just start and you can pick up? Okay. Can I have a motion to open the meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Please rise to the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Fine for the news of schools.
Yes, so before I start, I'm going to kind of pull the new business up front, which was enrollment. I just wanted to give our enrollment numbers. Currently, we have 1,037 students at the high school, 257 at the middle school, 537 at John Marshall, for a total of 1,831. We ended last year at 1,842. Obviously, that's updated as of this morning.
Great.
Charlie?
Yes, sir.
Kick us off.
Okay.
Hello, all. We had a really nice opening today. Our orientation was very well attended last week, and I was happy to see that. There was a lot of good attention, which is important, and participation. And then today's opening was perfect. I expected the lockers were going to be a problem, and actually, it was better that we didn't have them, because all of the teachers said it was smoother than ever, because the kids didn't have the chance to gather around the lockers and start all that talking right away. They went right to homeroom, and then in a smaller group, reviewed the rules, reviewed the expectations, and then they went to their classes. So, you know, we live and learn. Like during COVID, I think even when we have them, we might open without them and just say the first day you're not getting your locker, you're going to get it the next day or maybe on Friday. But it was a surprise. So, and that often happens, and it's good that that happens. And then, you know, we early on, we have something coming up, but I just want to let you know our back to school night is next week. It's going to be Thursday. So, and I'll send out an email about that. Sarah, I think it's 6 or 6:30. But that's an early one. And again, which is good, just to get people on the same page at the beginning. I also want to give a shout out. Our new transportation supervisor, Colette Furch, is excellent. This is the first time in 12 openings as middle school principal that I actually had a list of all the bus routes with a map on Newtown Lane of where all the buses are, because as you might imagine, middle schoolers, sometimes it's a point of tears on the front lawn with it. They don't know what bus to get on or where to go, and it's easy to be confused. So this is the first time that's happened, and it was fantastic. She was also there this morning, which I liked. And then finally, I have one short little line from the day. We always have things, as you might imagine, that crop up. And one of the, I won't tell you the teacher or the student, but the student raised his hand and said, "Oh, before we begin the activity, would you mind if I just told the whole class a joke?" Oh. And so the teacher, of course, said, "No, thank you," and went and just said, "We're going to move on." So I'll leave you with that.
Ms. Cunit?
I know.
So good evening, everyone. We also had a fantastic first day. Everything really went very, very well. It just, you know, so wonderful to see everybody's smiling faces. Students were so happy to be back in the building. I also would like to give a big thank you to Colette, Joel, and the transportation team. They were present in the morning. They were present. We had our kindergarten bus drill today. And then up until about 4:30, we were still working out some kinks of maybe pickup plans that didn't go as parents had planned or we had planned. And they were responsive up until late in the afternoon and making sure all of our students got home safely. So a big thank you for that clear communication from transportation. And today was the first day of our community eligibility program. And we certainly expect it to grow. Over 100 students had breakfast in the building today. I did a little survey with our students at bus pickup this afternoon, and some of our 4th and 5th graders were still learning that it was available to them. So I really anticipate that by the end of the week, that number is going to triple of the number of students we're feeding at breakfast.
Was that the hot breakfast or
No, that was
the
the
100
the
was hot
100 kids.
breakfast?
It was a combination of
Okay.
hot breakfast and the grab and go.
Okay.
We still had a decent turnout at morning breakfast. And I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of the convenience
Yeah.
and of the early drop off and, you know, the hot breakfast. And then lastly, I thought I would share that on Monday, Project Most begins. On Monday, the 11th, both our morning music program and our after school Project Most program will begin. But overall, fantastic day, and we're also happy to be back.
Yep, Karen, and Project Most, sometimes we have a problem. Everybody that wants in, we don't know that.
Well, there's a wait list of 5 students at the moment.
So
So there is a wait list, but it's at 5.
everybody that's registered, they can't take all but 5.
Right. And they've increased it by a classroom, so they seem to be very well staffed this year, and we'll continue, as we have in years past, to ask them to bring on as much staff as possible to meet the community's need.
Okay.
But as of right now, there is a wait list of 5 families.
Sarah?
Everybody, welcome back officially. Of course, our big news is the first day, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I wanted to give you a little background that got us to the first day, which was speaking about our freshman orientation, which I know you were here for, but just to tell you how the ins and outs of that worked. It was a great way to introduce the 9th grade to the building. We had a wonderful guest speaker, JC Cole. He spoke a lot about finding your niche and building relationships and joining things. And so it really landed with the incoming 9 and was a great first entree for them into the building. I want to give a thank you to our student association leaders, Megan McNish, and our student leaders. Once the students peeled off into groups, our student association students did a lot of team building and getting to know you activities with them in small groups, which was great to see because the students themselves brought those back from the conference they went to last year that originally got snowed out, but then we went in March, and they thought it was really important to do that with our incoming 9th grade. Again, getting back to that building relationships. And we also had them via an ice cream social, and they got an extra topping if they signed up for a club. We're not above it. But again, just coming full circle with honing in that having them get involved, make connections, and make the most of the next 4 years. So I was very proud of how it set the tone for them coming in. So speaking of coming in, so once they got here, we spent a lot of time today showing said freshmen where to go. But they did a great job. And our 10th, our upperclassmen, I should say, kind of fell right back into the swing of things. It was a very smooth day. Again, another shout out to our student association who met all the students in the front with welcome and encouraging signs. So it was great. Our new security team was stellar. Ralph and Jill have spent, weeks going over their new schedule and their grid and making sure everybody knows their assignment. And we've been working very closely with Sam and Jay Diamond on that. And it was outstanding. So a wonderful, wonderful change. We had a few things in particular kick off today that were really special. Driver's ed, they took the cars out today. They were on the road. And so first day, they're not wasting any time. So all went smoothly. Pardon the pun, and they were up and running. Same thing with our automotive program. We felt it was really important to get the students over there for day one. That's what they signed up for, and it's such a tremendous space. So again, just to echo Charlie, thank you to Colette for making that happen. The bus was here to get them over, and then they were back here about 10:40, just in time to make it to their 5th period class. So that was really exciting to see that get off the ground. And I checked in with Ted today, and he's still with us. So he's doing great. He's holding his own. Just 2 things sort of from last year that I didn't have a chance to fill you in on. Our capstone program, we had 17 students earn the capstone diploma. Some of them seniors, some earned it in their junior year. And again, that's that they took AP seminar and AP research, and then scored a 3 or higher on 4 additional exams. So certainly a feather in their cap for many of our students. Speaking of feather in his cap, since I have been here, I have not had a National Merit Scholarship Program semifinalist, but we do have one this year, and that is Nick Cooper. And so it's still the beginning of the process, but definitely a huge academic recognition for him, a huge accomplishment in and of itself, though he's still in the running for the larger scholarships. And Jenna Piero will walk him through. That's sort of a cumbersome process, but he's in good hands with her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So we're very excited. And then speaking of excited, and I'm telling you about it now because it's actually coming up very soon. We have homecoming.
I knew you were gonna take my thunder.
I'm sorry. I will let Kathy tell you about homecoming. And then last thing, we are on Instagram. So if you would like to follow us, East Hampton High School, it's just one more way for us to try to get the word out about all the great academic and extracurricular things that are happening. And without further delay, I'll hand it over to Kathy.
Kathy?
Sarah and I are always on the same page. It was her idea, so I'll let her.
So fall sports have been up and running now for 18 days. Football started first on the 18th, and then everybody followed suit past that. We have really great numbers in all of our sports. Cheerleading is really surviving this year. Simone is doing a great job. She's got from 1 to 7 kids. So we're really starting to see that team grow. Middle school football started today. All our other sports for the middle school will begin on Thursday. Homecoming, Sarah, thank you. Homecoming is in 2 weeks from Saturday. I can't believe it already. On the 23rd, remember the game will be at 1 p.m. We do have a parade ahead of that with the town to celebrate the town's 375th. And LTV, there will be an after game event at the clubhouse. You'll get more information about that, celebrating the 100th year of Bonnet football.
That's cool.
Mr. Ryan, any questions?
I don't know. Oh,
Oh,
I know.
yeah, the pool is not open, but
We
it's
have,
within an age.
I know the volleyball team could just won.
Volleyball
Everything's
team
still
just
good.
Playing, who's
Do we have to cut any sports?
We have not had to, we've had to cut some kids from some sports, yes.
Yeah.
We had some great numbers. We had 95 kids try out boys soccer this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. All great things to have, great problems to have. They beat CI. CI is a 1st-year program. Boys volleyball is one of the fastest growing sports in the country right now. So they, it was really nice to see them get up and running too. They've had a JV for a number of years now, and this was their 1st year having varsity. And they showed up nice.
Good. Thank you. Good. Yeah, all right.
So public comments for agenda items only. LTV, do you have any callers? They can hear us?
We can't
We
convert.
can't converse? Okay, so next time. We're gonna be back in 2 weeks. The consent agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, can I hold just 1 second, please?
Am I going too fast? I'm sorry.
You know, this is new, so.
There were no callers. LTV just said that. Thank you. Easier for me just to say that than trying to respond when I watch because I'm.
But we will be able to communicate.
Yeah, this is just that, yeah, it's a little bit.
Okay, thank you guys
No
for your
problem.
patience. All right.
Superintendent's report and recommendation. Recommended that the board accept the letter of resignation from Julissa Pajaro from her position as a permanent substitute teacher, and that the board approve the instructional appointment of same to the position of elementary education teacher leave replacement. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion, I think it's pretty, obvious what we're doing.
Yep.
Awesome. All in favor? Any opposed? Number 2, recommend the board approve the following non-instructional appointment of Jeffrey Uppenhauer to the position of paraprofessional, the annual salary of $32,077. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No.
Just need, open it.
Sorry, I jumped down that one.
That's all right.
Number 3, recommend that the board approve the non-instructional appointment of James, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but Maxana, to the position of school bus driver, which is nice to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second? Discussion?
All good.
Anybody else want to come down? All in favor? Any opposed? Number 4, recommend the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Colleen Kelly to the position of school bus driver. The annual salary for both of them is the same. It's $40,977. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, recommend the board approve the non-instructional appointment of Maria Jimenez to the position of custodial worker 1. The annual salary of $49,507.
Make a motion.
Motion?
Second.
I don't think it's discussion.
Replacement.
Yeah,
It's a
replacement.
replacement.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 6, recommend that the board approve the tenure extension for Danielle Mullen, special education teacher for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion is just, it's because of
Leaves, cut the leaves, that's it.
standard stuff. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 7, recommend that the board appoint Wendy Gearing as the interim chief medical officer for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8, that the board approve an interscholastic coaching appointment for the 2023-24 school year, and it's for JV boys volleyball, Devin Coy. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion. Second.
Oh, any discussion? Standard stuff.
Standard.
Gary will choose.
I'm the coach.
All in favor? There you go. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's see, number 9. Recommend that the board approve the memorandum of agreement between the East Hampton Union Free School District and East Hampton School District school-related professionals association regarding the position of school crew maintenance leader. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Just restructure into civil service on maintenance department.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10, recommended that the board designate the authority of the superintendent of schools to sign a contract on behalf of the Board of Education for a chief medical officer for the 2023-24 school year. I have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion?
We have an RFP out there right now, so as soon as we get responses
Mhm.
back for an RFP, we want to be able to act as quick as possible to get a permanent medical director.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 11, recommend the board approve the contract agreement for the 2023-24 school year. And this is just for different organizations, the Phoenix House, the YMCA, and it's all printed out there. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second? Any discussion? Standard fare? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 12, recommend that the board approve the employee assistance program with Mutual of Omaha Life Insurance Company for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
It's just a change. We always have the EAP program. We just changed the provider. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 13, it's recommended that the board approve the budgetary line increase for the 2023-24 school year. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
If we will do it in the discussion portion to understand what it is. This is the reserve fund, right?
The employee was leaving the district, They're entitled to the payment of unused sick time under their contract. This is the money coming out of the reserve to make that better.
Perfect. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so you went through enrollment already.
Yep.
When we touch that. Public comment again. LTV, if you want, as I'm going, you better do it quick, but if anybody for public comment, I know we had none on the agenda item, so I'm going to assume there's none for this section, and if we do miss someone, they can certainly call in next time to have this taken care of. And we have still no, which is good. Anything else? We good?
Yeah.
Old business?
Well,
We had no.
we usually, in our agenda, we usually listed all the committee meetings that we have.
At the end.
I noticed
You're
that
correct.
here.
I can add it for the next time, John. I honestly didn't think about them, but I will add it to the next one.
Yeah,
The
that'd be
new
good to
format's a
add.
little get used to, but there's facilities next Wednesday at 12:45.
45, yep.
I know I think there's a slew of them next week, but they're on the district calendar as well.
Yeah, they're on our calendar.
Yeah, I think it's,
But if they're on the agenda, then people know that we are meeting.
yeah.
They are open to the public, right?
Yes, they are.
And athletic to follow at 2 p.m.
On Wednesday?
On
Yep.
Wednesday. Anything else?
Yes, I just wanted to, I probably should have asked Adam, but since I just thought about it, I wanted to check with each one of the principals. You're still working on diversity programs? Is the young lady that we've had, are you still working with her, or what are we doing exactly?
We are going to use her. We sort of felt as if we had worked with her the past 2 years. This is for the high school. That went really well, and she did her job, and sort of now the committee is ready to do that among ourselves for the building. So we have set dates beginning, I want to say September 29th, to meet as the committee to talk about, how we're going to continue with building level initiatives. I think we have 3 dates set so far where we'll work primarily as a building level committee, but also, of course, consult with her when it's appropriate and when necessary.
Okay. Sure.
And for us, that was our focus last year. We had Adam introduced us to her. We had a steering committee 2 years ago, and then last year we developed a building plan with an action plan. So I decided that we would have her come back. We don't need her every year because the steps that we devised, we take as a building, as teachers and as colleagues, but every other year I want her to come back. And that's the way it makes most sense for us.
Okay.
And similarly, at John Marshall, Phyllis has put us on a great path for our building now to take over a lot of that work. Although I would love to have her back again this year. She was back, I believe she addressed the entire building last year, but I would like to have her back in again to do a building-wide coaching day, just to help us stay on that path. But we also have a building level committee that continues to do the work.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're done.
Who was the second?
It was John.
It's a quiet second.
Second.